Hi, I'm Reb Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 40 years. I'm going through the lessons this year as I've done in the past, and I'm asking Jesus to clarify for me, and then I'm writing from that clarity. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. We're looking at lesson 273. And our topic for these lessons is, what is the Christ? Okay, lesson 273. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Perhaps we're now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. If this is not yet feasible, we are content and even more than satisfied to learn how such a day can be achieved. If we give way to a disturbance, let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. We need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine, and nothing can intrude upon the peace that God himself has given to his Son. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me. And so the peace you gave your Son is with me still, in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. Most days I have undisturbed peace, but not always. I have learned that I can return to peace easily now that I've learned how to do that. I don't always use these helpful words from the lesson, but I do instruct my mind in a similar way. Another thing I've discovered is that I tend to stay in peace when I do not judge my thoughts. However, that doesn't mean that I don't get tempted. For instance, when I am working on undoing a belief in my mind, it might come up often for me to look at and make a new decision. I can be grateful for the opportunity to undo this belief for us all, or I can think that there must be something wrong with me that I keep returning to this thought. Guess which attitude is more helpful and peaceful? Let us remember this today. We need but tell our we need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine, and nothing can intrude upon the peace that God himself has given to his Son. This following is an entry from a past journal. I enjoy seeing the growth that occurs over the years, and I highly recommend keeping a journal. Yesterday, I had a couple of times when I lost my connection with the peace of God. I began to worry about a situation concerning one of my children. I asked for help because, with my sight riveted on the situation, it seemed impossible not to worry. But I only had to ask for another way to see it, and I was given that. Seeing it differently, I was at peace. Other times I found it not so easy, and I know that it's because I chose to keep looking at the story. Why would I do that when it's so painful? I don't know. Maybe I've just believed in guilt so completely that I thought I couldn't let it go. I had not been able to imagine life without it. This is changing, and I'm deeply grateful for the change. I'm tired of being unhappy. This lesson assures me that I have the peace of God. Not that I can have the peace of God, but that I do have the peace of God. The question is, am I ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility? If not, I can spend the day learning how to prepare for such a day. That I can have peace is never a question, because it's a gift of God, and God's gifts are certain and cannot be lost. This story, this entry in my journal happened several years ago, and it was another helpful lesson. I am reminded of traveling to a neighboring state to deliver a message for the Sunday service at Carmel Temple. My pattern from the past was to worry about getting there on time because of the traffic, construction on the interstate, picking up friends on the way, and whatever unexpected things might happen on the 2-hour drive. I would spend a day writing and then editing the sermon, and if I relived the past, I would then spend the morning worrying it was not good, that I just thought I was writing from my higher self, and really it was from ego. It will not be helpful. It will bore everyone to death. They will never invite me back. I remember why I don't like to do sermons. I put myself under so much pressure, and I wonder why I keep agreeing to this stuff. But it doesn't have to be this way. I can spend the day in absolute peace if I put this all in the Holy Spirit's hands and forget about it. I will get there when I get there and will say what I wrote down, and very likely it is inspired. If not, then I will learn the lesson the Holy Spirit would have me learn. I will be invited back or not, and I will be happy either way, because my happiness does not depend on how anyone feels about me. Ah, this is so much better. The peace of God is in me. I just have to release all the beliefs that prevent me from experiencing it. So I asked Holy Spirit, do you have anything to share with me about the peace of God? And the Holy Spirit said, because the peace of God is already within you, a condition of your creation, you need only accept it. It becomes a matter of decision. Decide on the peace of God, and the experience of sublime peace is yours. When you're tempted to entertain ego fears, a simple reminder to choose God is all that's needed to bring you back to peace. This is not hard to do. When it feels like it's hard, it only means that you have found something else you value more than the peace of God and are choosing that instead. Never forget that what you are is unassailable. What you choose to experience is up to you. If the world could truly affect how you feel, then you would be a victim. And I've told you many times that this is not true. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for your consistent answers. I appreciate being reminded of the truth. I spent a lot of my life entertaining myself with ego stories. It has been as if I were a child on a ride at the fair. It's scary, but I do it anyway because I want to be a little scared. I enjoy the adrenaline rush of fear as the ride swings me wildly around and around. But just as I outgrew the desire to scare myself with carnival rides and scary movies and other thrills, I've also outgrown the desire to scare myself with ego stories. I notice them come up in my mind, but I invite you, Holy Spirit, to look at with me and assure me once again that I don't have to believe them. Then my mind is healed. So thank you so much for sharing this lesson with me. And if you found it helpful, then please like it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And thanks to all of you who come here every day and join me with these lessons. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow with another lesson.